Humans of Clover Street School show. We were inspired by the Humans of New York and its creator Brandon Stanton to explore the days, lives, and thoughts of our Clover Street humans. Let's set off on our adventure. Hold on tight!
I'm looking forward to going home and having dinner and reading a good book because that's, after a hard day at work, that's something that I find relaxing.
I'm actually looking forward to art because art's like my thing. I like to draw. I'm looking forward to go home and be good and then practice my singing and practice my violin.
Fairly clean floors.
Recess.
Why?
And because it's probably the most fun out of school, of course. But if I had to pick a subject, it'd probably be math. I like math a lot.
My favorite celebrity, that's Eddie Murphy. Because in the movies that he stars in, he's always being that funny wisecracking guy. Probably Simone Biles. She's a gymnast.
My favorite celebrity is Jay-Z because I really like how he does the rapping and all the songs he makes. It just makes me feel like he's just so good.
Selena Gomez.
Why?
Because I like how her voice is and I love listening to her songs. That everybody in the world who is poor and does not have money should at least be given something so they can at least survive through the winter, and if they're homeless, at least share a home or something to help them survive.
Thing about money, because if there's certain things that people are fighting over about money, if you need to buy something, they should just give it to you for free because there's enough stuff in the world for everyone because it grows. And money should only be used for clothes because I know people are going to start fighting over clothes, but money should be gone from fruit and stuff because everyone needs that, and if they don't have enough money, they can't get it.
I think there are a lot of things in the world that should be fixed. I think the first thing that we need to do better as a world is be nicer to each other and show more kindness to each other. I think if we do that, everything else will trickle down and better things will happen. If we're kind to each other and nice to each other and show compassion and caring for each other, then we'll want to help each other. We want to feed each other and have clothing and housing and health care, and we'd all want to be able to take care of each other. Kindness and caring, that's what we need to change in this world.
Okay, I think a struggle that I've overcome when I first started teaching, when I was in college and I was training to be a teacher, I had a really difficult class. Had a group of kindergartners and had a hard time with classroom management. And I struggled. I used to go home and I'd talk to my mom and dad and I was like, I don't know what to do, this is really hard. And they were like, you've worked so hard to get to this point. You're almost finished with college. You've been studying hard. And they were like, you just have to figure it out. You have to work and keep trying new things. So every day I would go in and I'd try things, and sometimes they worked and sometimes they didn't work. But it was really hard getting that classroom management together. But toward the end of my time during student teaching, I got a lot better. My dad, he said, you can't be nice all the time. You got to be firm. You're a nice person, but you got to be firm. You got to make sure that, you keep things together and then do fun things. So I used to try to balance being, tough and then having fun. So I used to play games with kids and they enjoyed it. But that was really challenging.
Sharing my feelings in front of people.
How? I paid attention to class and kept doing my schoolwork.
We can now.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
We're all stars. Okay, now you gotta clean that up.
Hello, Ms. Shabazz.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you for joining us on WCLO News. You're welcome. Now, this is Ms. Shabazz. She is our new social worker, and we are very glad to have her here today. So, Ms. Shabazz, have you always worked as a social worker?
I have always worked as a social worker. I wasn't always a school social worker, but the work that I have done since I've graduated college has been social work.
Where were you working before you came to Clover?
Before I came to Clover, I was working at a school called High Road School. It's an elementary school in Hartford.
And how did you like that school?
I liked it there. There were a lot of good kids and a lot of good staff I worked with.
And have you worked with kids who are memorable, and if so, what made them that memorable?
Yes, the kids I work with are memorable. The ones that make themselves memorable to me are the kids who I see a really good change in, or the kids who I see who really try hard. Those are the ones I remember. I remember their effort, I remember their smiles, I remember our good times, and those are the things that I remember when I have hard days, and I'm like, social work is tough, but then I remember the good days, and I'm like, this is all worth it because of the good memories I have with the kids.
Okay, so now we're going to be doing rapid fire questions. So pretty much is that after I ask you a question, you're gonna have to give an answer really quickly.
Okay.
So, what is your favorite candy?
Reason.
What's your favorite color?
Purple.
And would you rather have the power to fly or be invisible?
Fly.
Thank you, Mr. Vab, for
You're
joining us on WCLO News. Hi, Ms. Pearson.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us on WCLO News.
Of course.
Now, this is Ms. Pearson. She is our new music teacher. So I'm going to be asking her a few questions. So, Ms. Pearson, how did you get into music?
I got into music when I was in high school, and because my dad actually was a pianist, so he used to play piano, and I would sing for my family when I was really little. So that was how I started.
In that area, did you ever play like an instrument?
I started playing the oboe when I was in 4th grade, and I started playing piano just a couple of years before that, so probably around 1st or 2nd grade.
How long have you been a music teacher?
This is my first year as a music teacher.
How do you like it?
I love it so far. It's going really well.
And why did you come to Clover Street School and not another school?
Because Clover Street is the best school around, number one. And number two, because the community here is so welcoming. And the second that I walked into the school, I met so many teachers that were warm, and the students were waving to me, and I just felt like this was a really good fit.
Do you live near?
I live in West Hartford, so just about 20 minutes away.
So I'm going to be doing the rapid fire questions, so I'm going to ask you 3 questions, and you're just going to have to spit out an answer after them.
Okay.
So what is your favorite song?
Can't Stop the Feeling.
Favorite instrument?
Piano.
And favorite place to travel?
France.
Thank you, Ms. Pearson, for joining us on WCLO News.
Thank you for having me.
Nice.
This is CLO News. So I'm going to ask you a few questions. So, why did you want a career as a teacher?
Well, when I was in 3rd grade, I got asked by my teacher what I wanted to do, and I loved school supplies, and I loved pretending to teach with my friends and stuffed animals, so I decided to stick with it.
And the second question, where did you go to learn about the arts of teaching?
I went to Central Connecticut State University. I went there for both my bachelor's and my master's, so I was there for a little over 7 years total.
Cool. For the third question, why did you choose teaching over everything else?
I like working with kids. I get to work with kids here. I get to work with adults. I get to go on field trips. Get to do fun activities. It's kind of a mixture of everything I love.
Your mind.
Okay,
What's your favorite vehicle?
a Corvette.
What's your favorite hobby?
Swimming.
Favorite STEM field?
Engineering.
Thank you for joining us for this interview.
Thank you.
Will you give me a signal? We'll start.
Hello, Ms. Podolsky. Thank you for joining us on WCLO News.
Hi, Emily.
What is your new position and what are your responsibilities in this new position?
My new position is Math Mastery Teacher, and I support students who are below grade level in math for 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade.
Do you enjoy your new job more than your last position?
It's a different position, so I do enjoy it, but I do miss being in the classroom.
And what is your favorite math topic and why?
I think fractions is probably my favorite because it is sometimes a little more difficult for kids, so it takes a lot of practice, and when they finally understand it, they are usually pretty happy.
Okay, so now we're going to do rapid fire. So basically you have to answer the questions very quickly. What is your favorite book?
My favorite book is Tiger Rising.
What is your favorite candy?
Reese's Pieces.
Would you rather be a numerator or denominator if you were a fraction?
I guess a denominator.
Okay, thank you for
You're
joining us on
welcome.
WCLO News.
Hi, Ms. Messenger. Thank you for being on our CLO News. So the first question I want to ask you is, why did you want to become a teacher?
I wanted to become a teacher because I wanted to inspire students to do something that they might have not necessarily thought they were capable of doing before.
Question number 2. How have you always been a writing teacher?
I have not always been a writing teacher. Last year I taught 1st grade and I also taught 6th grade math and social studies.
For number 3, why did you want to become a 4th grade teacher and not 5th grade?
I wanted to become a 4th grade teacher and not 5th grade because 5th grade's really hard and there's a lot of transition to get you 5th graders ready for middle school, and I think 4th grade's a good age.
So, favorite book?
Hunger Games.
Favorite color?
Pink.
Favorite candy?
Sour Patch Kids.
Oh, thank you for joining us in this interview.
Thank you for having me.
Good morning, Rafid. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great.
So now I'm just going to ask you a few questions about your job.
Sounds good.
Okay. First question. How long have you been a teacher?
I've been a teacher for 8 years.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yes.
Second question. What do you enjoy about teaching writing?
My favorite part about teaching writing is getting to see kids' creativity. So it's that every writing piece is unique and that each kid uses their imagination and expresses themselves.
Agreed. Last question. What do you enjoy about teaching reading?
I like seeing kids' academic growth, so I like them to be able to read about things that they enjoy reading about, or teaching them new information like nonfiction, where they get to really be passionate about a specific subject.
That's good. Favorite book?
Dr. Seuss is The Places You'll Go. So,
favorite color?
Say black.
And favorite candy?
Snickers. Any chocolate.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Miss Arroyo, for spending your time here.
Thanks for having me, Rafid.
You're welcome.